Alright, today we're covering Hidden Power. Y'all asked for it, here it is. Enjoy. Before we do anything, I want to show you where to get Hidden Power. So, first you're going to want to go to Frostvale. Just fly to Frostvale City Pokémon Center. Then you're going to want to go to the left, cross this couple, and go into this stall. And just gently walk forward. Just gently walk forward and you should fall straight down. And you walk around these boxes and Hidden Power should be right there. If you didn't already know. Anyways, on to the actual explanation part of the video. The first thing I want to cover, first thing I want to show you really is a couple quick examples of some different hidden powers. Like this Pidgeot I have is Hidden Power Ground with 30 special attack, 30 special defense. I'll get more into the details in a little bit. And another example is this Pikachu I have, Hidden Power Ice. Those IVs. Those don't look perfect, but I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So first off, you want to be able to determine what your hidden power is as soon as you get the Pokemon. And for that, I'm going to direct you to this. This is a list on a website which I'll link to in the description. It's a list of all the different hidden powers you can have in Pokemon, and all the different possible IV spreads you need for them. So of course, as you can see, there's a lot of 31s and 30s. Those, you don't necessarily need 31s and 30s, you just need, wherever you see a 31, that means you need an odd value for that IV. Wherever you see a 30, that means you need an even number. So let's go back to the Pikachu I have. I said this is Hidden Power Ice, and it doesn't have flawless IVs. Let's quickly look back at our list. Ice is right here. Look at the first value. The first list says 31, 30, 31, or 30, 31, 30, 31, 31, 31. Then we look back at our Pikachu. We have even, odd, odd, which matches that, which is what we want. So that is how I know this is Hidden Power Ice. Also, if you want to make sure the game, the game is telling you the right hidden power, take it to Frostvale City. In fact, I'll quickly show you. So I flew to Frostvale City, and I came down these stairs, and then you go up these stairs, walk in here, talk to this NPC. And like I said earlier, my Pidgeot's Hidden Power Ground, and just to confirm, he says cracked. And then again for the Pikachu, I said it was ice. Let's compare. Boom, ice. Anyway, back to the list. I want to go over some of the more useful hidden powers and their most optimal IV spread for them. So let's go through all of these. First off, these first few. The Dark and Dragon, I see no use for them. They're really pointless. You don't ever want to have a hidden power Dark or Dragon. However, Ice, it's a very useful one because, especially for electric types that don't get much coverage. For example, Pikachu, it doesn't have anything to hit ground types except maybe Grass Knot, but things like Garchomp, Ground and Dragon, that's 4 times weak to Ice. And that's where Hidden Power really shines. It capitalizes on those 4 times weaknesses. Like the 4 times weakness Garchomp has to Ice, the 4 times weakness Scizor has to Fire, the 4 times weakness Heatran has to Ground, etc. So some of the more useful hidden powers are going to include Ice. In very rare cases, in some like the lower tiers, Grass and Water are going to be good. Fire's another good one. Let's see. Rock is sometimes good. Ground is pretty good sometimes. In very rare instances, flying can be good, and fighting can be good. So, let's go over some of their optimal spreads. For ice, you can see 4 different options. Oh, once I show you ice, there we go. Ice can have 4 different spreads, and as you see them, but I want to pay closer attention to the second one. Second one's the most optimal for hidden power ice users. Generally they're not physical attackers, so you don't need to worry about the attack stat. Plus, the lower the attack, the lower damage you take from moves like foul play, so that's good. And defense is just something you're gonna have to give up. For slower hidden power ice users, I can't think of any off the top of my head. You're gonna want to use this one because everything is 31 except speed, and slower Pokemon generally don't care about that. So if you're a fast electric type, or if you're a fast hidden power ice user, I would go with this spread. If you're a slow hidden power ice user, I just thought of one, Tangrowth. Tangrowth can use hidden power ice, I would go with this spread. Moving on to grass and water. Grass is generally to hit those, let me get you, there you go. Grass is generally to hit, things like Swampert, Gastrodon, Quagsire, that kind of stuff, if you don't already have a coverage move for it. And if you look here, your special attack's always going to be 30, so that's unfortunate. There's some instances, I would say, the second spread is probably the best one you're gonna have for grass. So if you're going for hidden power grass, go for the second spread of odd, even, odd, even, odd, odd. Then we go down to water. That's for like in the lower tiers, like Rhydon, Rhyperior, all that stuff. Your special attack's gonna be 30 again, which is unfortunate. And it seems that if you're a slower Pokemon, I'd go with this third spread. And if you're a faster Pokemon, I would go with this first spread. Those seem to be the most optimal. Then we go down to fire. This hits things like Scizor, Ferrothorn when it comes out, Fortress, all that kind of stuff. For super effective 4 times damage, which is where it really shines. Okay, so if you're a the unfortunate thing about hidden power fire is that both special attack and speed are required to be 30. But if you have a bottle cap, that can patch both of those stats right up, preferably speed. We're prioritizing speed. But yeah, this first spread is most optimal if you're using hidden power fire. So if that's what you're going for, I would go for this. Let's go rock. If you're worried about things like Mega Pinsir or Talonflame or all that stuff, that's where you're going to use hidden power rock. Of course, it would help if I would actually focus on it. With hidden power rock, you're always going to be slower, but again, bottle caps can patch that up. Good thing is your special attack's always 31, so that's good. Looks to be this one. The second one seems to be the most optimal. Well, actually, you're not going to be an actual attacker, so second or fourth one will be good for that, maximizing that HP. Then we go on to ground. This hits things like Heatran. Heatran, Magnezone, those kinds of things. This is going to be your best spread. While this one does have maximum special attack, everything else is even. But yeah, so the second spread is your best bet when going for hidden power ground. Flying is very rare. It's exceedingly rare. Like maybe Thundurus if you want to actually have stab. Then you're gonna want to run this spread. Or actually no, this spread. The fourth one. And again, it would help if I would focus on it. I am so sorry. But you get my point. Then we come down to the fighting type. This is things like Tyranitar for super effective damage. I can't think of any other 4 times weak off the tippy top of my head, but this one has the most 30s or evens. But your most optimal spread is probably this one. Fun fact: you cannot get a baby Pokemon. Like if you catch a Pokemon in the wild, you cannot get a baby Pokemon, a mythical or a legendary, that except for Manaphy, that can have hidden power fighting, because they always come with 331s, and there's no spread on hidden power fighting that has 331s. But anyway, now that we have our most optimal spreads covered, we're gonna want to go back into the game and discuss how do you go about breeding them. And that's the most difficult thing, to be honest, because there's no way to guarantee something getting like a 30 in their IV. So your best bet is to just hunt for something with a 30 in every stat. So my recommendation is to look for a field Pokemon, something common. Maybe, can't think of anything off the top of my head, but look for common field egg group Pokemon. And if you don't know egg groups, I'll refer you to my IV breeding tutorial in the description. I cover egg groups in that. But yeah, I would hunt for field Pokemon with 30s in their stats. I don't have any as an example, at least I don't think. But hunting field Pokemon is most beneficial because it connects to the most amount of egg groups. You could pretty much get to any egg group starting from field. So you're going to want to breed, for instance, look at this Electrike. This one's hidden power ice. And it has 30s, and it's a male. I would hunt for male field Pokemon with 30s in their stats, because that's going to help spread it around. And I would try and get a male field 6x31 or 6x30 field Pokemon, so you can use that as your molding material for hidden power breeding. It's your basis. And to get from like this field Pokemon Electric to something like Pidgeot, you would breed it with a Woobat, since it is in both the field and flying egg group. And you would try to pass the required 30s onto the Woobat, and then breed it with a Pidgey. But yeah, that's essentially it. The most difficult thing is just gathering the Pokemon that have the required 30s. Or 30s or even stat. They don't have to be 30s or 31s, just even or odd. It's just most optimal for, in most cases, to have 30 and 31. Like for this, most of the time with the Destiny Knot, you're only gonna get 5 stats passed down. So let's say the special defense doesn't pass down, it's like a 10. Then or in this case, I would have preferred the attack not to pass down. Let's say the attack doesn't pass down. As long as this is an odd number, it's still hidden power ground. As long as this is an even number, it's still hidden power ground. As long as everything else is odd, 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 even, even, odd. But yeah, you just gotta hunt for Pokemon with 30s in their IVs and just try and mold together the perfect hidden power breeding Pokemon. I don't have one. I should probably breed one sometime relatively soon, just so I can show you as an example. But yeah, that's all I have for you. Hidden power is definitely the most complicated move in the game, but once you get down to it, it's just time consuming to get. You know, This took me longer than, you know, my average Pokemon because I had to hunt specifically for these two even numbers and these odd numbers. But anyway, I'm not sure if I missed anything. If I left something out that you find confusing, let me know in the comments. I'll try and get back to you on that. But other than that, I'll hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in another video. Bye.